Welcome back to Banking Bits and Bytes with Brendan. Here's another installment of our Super Duper CEO series where we talk about what needs to be front of mind for CEOs of financial institutions. The first big question we get is, what is the number one threat vector affecting our networks today? It's email. Most breaches happen because a bad guy is able to get an email straight to a user who's going to click on something they shouldn't. Email enables the bad guys to target the exact users that they might consider weak and send them phishing emails or infected payloads. That means the second big question is, how do you defend against email-borne threats? The answer is user training. Some people say your users are your last line of defense. We think they're your first line of defense. When your users have a lot of repeated training, they definitely change their risky behavior. There is a direct correlation between the frequency of user security awareness training and the success of social engineering tests and social engineering attacks. The second countermeasure you need to have against email-borne threats is an effective email filter. Pretty much all of our clients run a best-of-breed email filter. The challenge with that, though, is bad guys know how to craft emails so they don't actually contain any malicious code. That makes it much more difficult for your perimeter email filters to stop it. If the email only contains something like an email saying, hey, give me a call, or hey, click this link, if it doesn't have a malicious payload like an infected file, sometimes filters can't see it to stop it. The third countermeasure against email-borne threats is a big... I need to calm down about this one. I need to calm down a little bit about number 3, because I get a little worked up about it. For the love of God, turn on multi-factor authentication for every single mailbox. Just do it. This is not a painful experience for the users. The days of having the 6-digit PIN that rotates every 60 seconds that you have to type in, those days are basically over. The user experience now is you have a simple app on your phone, and when you log in with your username and password to your mailbox, you'll get a pop-up right away on your phone that says, are you trying to log in? And you either tap approve or deny. So if it was you that was just logging in, you tap approve and you're into your mailbox. If this was a situation where you got phished and you gave your username and password away to a bad guy, when he tries to log in from the other side of the world, your phone is going to give you that pop-up that says, are you trying to log in? You tap deny, and that's it. The bad guy never got into your mailbox. And you now have an indication that somebody got your password, so you change your password, and the whole event is over. Another thing you need to do with your mailboxes is inspect them for external forwarders. Sometimes what happens, if a bad guy got in, he'll configure the settings of a specific user's mailbox to forward email to an external email address. You need to know that those forwarders are there, because they rarely exist for a legitimate business reason. So that's something you should be auditing on a regular basis. That wraps up email threats. We talked about the top 3 countermeasures: user security awareness training, having a best-of-breed email filter, and enabling multi-factor authentication on every single one of your mailboxes. So let's move on to some of the basics of network security. Me and my buddy Derek took our wives to the fair once. The girls rode all the rides. I can't do it, I get too motion sick. Me and Derek walked around and we sampled the food from every single booth. I spent $80 on carnival food. I'm not ashamed of that.